All those present, please come to order so that we may begin the annual general meeting of Fusion Credit Union. Welcome, members and guests, to the annual general meeting of Fusion Credit Union. My name is Richard Darnowski, and I am chair of the Fusion Credit Union Board of Directors. There are 135 members in attendance, and we have established quorum to begin the meeting. I will now call the meeting to order. Fusion Credit Union serves Treaty 2 and Treaty 4 territories, the original lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. Fusion Credit Union respects the treaties that were made on these territories. We proudly acknowledge that we serve members and communities in the Parkland and the southwestern Manitoba regions, and we acknowledge our role in the many relationships that make up our home. For tonight's AGM via webcast, live video of the presenters and the slideshow presentation will appear in real time on your viewing device. All relevant documents relating to tonight's AGM can be found on the right-hand side of the portal. As per Fusion Credit Union Bylaws Section 5.04, notice of meeting shall be provided in accordance with the Act. Such notice shall be given not less than 14 days nor more than 40 days before the meeting. Notice of meeting ads addressed to Fusion Credit Union members appeared in the newspaper as follows. Brandon Sun, March 19th and March 26th, 2024. Dauphin Herald, March 19th and March 26th, 2024. Roblin Review, March 21st and March 28th, 2024. Russell Banner, March 19th and March 26th, 2024. The Plain View, March 19th and March 26th, 2024. Crossroads This Week, March 22nd and March 29th, 2024. Member notices were also posted from March 18th to April 17th on the Fusion website, in branch, through Express digital banking platform, member email distribution, and on Facebook and Instagram during the applicable time frame. Therefore, proper notice to members has been given. I would now like to please call for a moment of silence for all members who have passed away this year. Thank you. I'd like to take a moment to thank all our invited guests for attending Fusion Credit Union's AGM this evening. With us, we have Louise Thiessen, VP Treasury Services, Credit Union Central of Manitoba. Gabrielle Marin, Doug Shumalek, Cameron Azim, Deposit Guarantee Corp of Manitoba. Paula Nelson, Solero. Colin Lewis, EQ Bank. Marco DeQuaint, Vallejo. Cheryl Mathis, Honest Agency. Melissa McCrory and Luke Love, LPG. Jeff Johnson, Cumis. Candace Turshinsky, Myers Norris Penny. Craig Zamzow, Ken Treasure, Swan Valley Credit Union. Kevin Sitka, Assiniboine Credit Union. Tim Clausen and Agnes Koki, Sunrise Credit Union. Joelle Rondeau and Riel DeCare, Case Financial Group. Jim Rediger, Westover Credit Union. Marlene Diziak, Legacy Catalyst Credit Union Director. Albert Bazook, Retired Fusion Credit Union Director. We are pleased to see your presence here tonight, as well as your ongoing business and support. We look forward to continuing to work with each and every one of you. I would like to take a moment to recognize my fellow colleagues. E. Huberto, First Vice Chair. Carol Shankaruk, Second Vice Chair. Logan Pizzi, Darrell Fulton, Janice Heapy, Stephen Sobering, and Janice Legoski. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize one of our directors, E. Huberto, recognition for 25 years as a director with Fusion and Legacy Vanguard Credit Union. Thank you, Guy, for your continued service and dedication. I would like to review the rules of order for the meeting and explain how everyone may participate equally. Our moderators this evening will be Mike Seversco and Kyle Enns. If you're viewing the AGM on a mobile device, please ensure that you are not in full screen mode. In the bottom right-hand corner of the video screen, you will see a small box icon. Click the icon to move in and out of the full screen mode. Motions and voting may not show up when you are in full screen mode. As we work through our agenda, there are several motions that will be put forth. I will announce the names of the members that have moved and seconded each motion, and then ask the membership to vote. You will be prompted on your screen to vote when a motion is brought forward. To vote, pardon me. I just lost my place. 1 second. To vote, click on either in favor, opposed, or abstained. Click submit and then click confirm. Please note that the motion will stay open for a period of 45 seconds to allow enough time for all participants to vote. Countdown timer will appear on the screen during voting. Tonight's moderator will indicate the number of members who are opposed, and then we will announce whether the motion is approved. There is an Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. We will respond to all submitted questions in one of two ways. If the submitted question pertains to the motion at hand, we will address it immediately. Please be sure to use the Ask a Question function if you have questions or require more information related to the motion ahead of voting. All other questions will be brought forward by our moderators during the question and answer period of the meeting. Please be sure to use the Ask a Question function if you have questions or require more information during that time. Lastly, a reminder that invited guests who are not members of the Fusion Credit Union are unable to vote at tonight's AGM. Does anyone have any questions regarding the rules of order?
At this time, there are no questions.
Thank you, Kyle. I would like to name Katrina Sigurdsson as recording secretary for this meeting. The motion has been moved by Kelly Zeiler, seconded by Mike Lowen. Is there any discussion on this motion? If there are any questions, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
There are no questions.
Thank you, Kyle. As a reminder, if you're viewing the AGM on a mobile device, please ensure that you are not in full screen mode. In the bottom right-hand corner of the video screen, you will see a small box icon. Click the icon to move in and out of full screen mode. Motions and voting may not show up when you are in full screen mode. Voting will now open on the webcast portal. Mike, are there any opposed? Thank you, Mike. I would declare the motion carried. Our agenda is now displayed on the screen and has also been made available with the portal. We will now approve the agenda for tonight's meeting. The motion has been moved by Dave Hyde, seconded by Trent Cross. Is there any discussion on this motion? If there are any questions, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
There are no questions.
Thank you, Kyle. Voting will now open on the webcast portal. Mike, are there any opposed?
There are none opposed.
Thank you, Mike. I declare the motion carried. The minutes from last year's AGM meeting have been made available within the portal. We will now approve the minutes from the Fusion Credit Union's 2022 Annual General Meeting dated April 19th, 2023. The motion has been moved by Amber Federchuk and seconded by Brenda Selin. Is there any discussion on this motion? If there are any questions, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
There are no questions.
Thank you, Kyle. Voting will now open on the webcast portal. Mike, are there any opposed?
There are none opposed.
Thank you, Mike. I declare the motion carried. I will now provide the 2023 Chairman's Report. On behalf of Fusion Credit Union's Board of Directors, I am pleased to present our annual report for the 2023 fiscal year. We experienced continued success and positive impact across many financial and non-financial indicators this past year. I attribute this excellent performance to the culture of teamwork and collaboration within our organization and across our communities. As I reflect on my second year as board chair, I am proud of the dedication and commitment of my fellow directors. Each individual brings a unique skill set to the table, enabling diversity of thought and perspective within the board and our committee work. Collectively, we continue to enhance our governance model and engage in ongoing learning and development opportunities to ensure we remain at the forefront of all the evolving credit union landscape. As a board, it is our duty to ensure sustainability and profitability for Fusion and to continue on our growth track that has been evident since our merger in 2018. We experienced strong financial performance in 2023, and by year-end, assets under administration exceeded $1.5 billion. This year, we saw steady loan growth of 6.42%, deposit growth of 9.44%, and net new membership growth of 1.98%. We also ended the year with an efficiency ratio of 76.16%, which is well below target. With these excellent results, I am pleased to share we ended the year with an after-tax income of $5.76 million. As a credit union, Fusion is accountable to numerous financial and capital adequacy ratios as defined in the Standards of Sound Business Practice regulation, and a simplified means of achieving these financial outcomes include balanced loan and deposit growth, membership growth, and non-interest revenue gains. Our financial success enables us to invest in our communities, and in 2023, we provided a total of $180,537.29 in community donations, sponsorships, and scholarships. Our Full Circle Fund, established in 2019, continues to help our communities and members do great things by supporting worthy projects. The Board of Directors is active in the oversight and decisions of the Full Circle Fund, and the personal connection we feel with our members and communities makes the investment so much stronger. In 2023, we also hosted the third iteration of our Community Infusion program, which provides local entrepreneurs a share of $30,000 to foster economic development. For the past 3 years, Fusion has invested over $90,000 in local entrepreneurs and their business ideas. And the outgoing economic spinoff from Community Infusion brings that total well into 6 figures. These local investments result in thriving communities, economic growth, and job creation. And we take our role seriously as a key player in the circular nature of the economy. We also provided over $3.9 million in the form of patronage, cash payouts, and dividends this past year. At Fusion, community impact is one of our strategic pillars, and it will always be our priority to support prosperity and growth within the communities we serve. On behalf of the board, I would like to extend thanks to CEO Darwin Johns, executive management, the leadership team, and the staff at Fusion for executing our strategic direction this year, all while ensuring member needs and service delivery are our top priority. It is my privilege to work alongside the talented and dedicated employees that power our organization. As a board, we understand that our members and our employees enable us to be locally invested and personally connected. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our members, without whom Fusion Credit Union would not exist. We will always remain people first and technology forward, with a goal of outstanding member and employee experience. I'm proud to be part of such an incredible team of directors, management, and employees who truly are here for good. If there are any questions from the webcast portal, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
At this time, there are no questions.
Thank you, Kyle. We'd like to call upon our CEO, Darwin Johns, to provide the 2023 message from the CEO. Darwin?
Great, thank you, Richard. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us this evening. We really appreciate the engagement here. So at Fusion, we pride ourselves on being locally invested and personally connected. Success and wellness of our members is a top priority, and we believe the future of our communities lies in our ability to foster personal connections with our members and strong local investment. Guided by these principles, I am very pleased with our organizational performance in 2023. And I know that the information presented to you within this report is a direct result of the incredible people associated with Fusion and North Star, our members, employees, board of directors, and communities. I think I say this every year, and 2023 is no exception. The teamwork and dedication of the employees at Fusion and North Star is phenomenal. As an organization, we demonstrated extraordinary levels of achievement within our key performance indicators, making 2023 one of our most successful years in recent history. Richard spoke to our financial progress, the board chair report, and I'd like to reiterate that our balanced smart growth results and continued new member acquisitions are all performance areas we're very proud of. Ultimately, it's you, our members, that make this progress possible. Community is also one of the strategic pillars of our organization. In addition to another successful year for community infusion, we also provided over $17,000 in the form of scholarships and bursaries graduating high school students across our communities. Our employees created and shared 14 financial wellness presentations throughout the year. This included visits to local schools, fraud awareness for seniors, financial planning at local First Nations, and many social media information sessions on fraud prevention, safe cash handling, investments, and cybersecurity. The Full Circle Fund remains a vibrant and highly accessible means for our organization to apply for Fusion for funding to invest in local projects, initiatives, and infrastructure. These giving programs are a top priority for Fusion because we believe in the importance of local investments and the personal connections each and every one of us has to the communities we serve. In 2023, we continued to make great strides in our digital transformation journey. Our goal is to strengthen the foundation of our organization to ensure excellence in both the member and employee experiences. We are proud to say that Fusion is a people-first and technology-forward organization. The local nature of our organization helps us remain well-informed in terms of continually improving our products and services and the manner in which these are delivered to our members. We also appreciate hearing about what's working and opportunities for improvement, which is one of the reasons we conduct our annual member survey. We also understand the importance of accessible employees at all levels of the organization and take member feedback to heart so that we can learn from it and continuously improve the way we serve our members. It is my honor to share that once again, and for the 5th year in a row, Fusion has been named one of Manitoba's top employers for 2024. We have so many people who contribute to this recognition, including our visionary board of directors. The board continues to be a foundational strength for our organization, and I'm thankful to work alongside such a dedicated group. Our directors are passionate about driving positive change while ensuring that our focus remains local, pertaining to both our members and the communities we serve. It is evident that Fusion continues to remain locally invested and personally connected. I'm proud to see our logo displayed across so many community rinks, playgrounds, and bike trails, and in buildings such as Credit Union Place and Fusion Credit Union Stage, or at events all across Fusion country. I would like to express my sincere thank you to our members for choosing Fusion and supporting our presence and services in so many communities across Manitoba. Thank you for another remarkable year, and I look forward to the continued success and achievements in 2024. If there are any questions from the webcast portal, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
There are no questions.
Great, thank you, Kyle. I'll pass it back to Richard.
Thank you, Darwin. We will now approve the chairman and CEO reports as presented. This motion has been moved by Darrell Fulton and seconded by Logan Pizzi. Is there any discussion on this motion? there are any questions, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
At this time, there are no questions.
Thank you, Kyle. Voting will now open on the webcast portal. Mike, are there any opposed?
There are none opposed.
Thank you, Mike. I declare the motion carried. Would now like to call upon Kelly Brook and Leanne DeViga to come to provide a review of 2023.
Thank you, Richard. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to present Fusion's 2023 year-end results that reveal the dedication and commitment of our staff and members in displaying that Fusion is here for good. I'm pleased to share that Fusion had another great year in 2023, growing in many areas and ending the year with another profitable bottom line. With another very active rate environment in 2023, Fusion's assets grew by 9.16% in 2023. Member loans grew an impressive 6.44%, and we experienced further member deposit growth of 9.67%. This compared to the Manitoba system average growth of 4.97% for assets, 5.17% for member loans, and 4.94% for member deposits. Before I move on to reviewing our financial results, I want to remind everyone that the statements in your annual report are based on the consolidated operations of Fusion. They therefore include the results of North Star Insurance and Real Estate and our investment in the 11-person group. Our financial results start on page 22 of the annual report, if you would like to follow along. A digital copy of the annual report has been made available within our webcast portal on the right-hand side of your screen and is also available for download on our website beginning tomorrow. Printed copies of the annual report are also available upon request at your local branch. Starting with our consolidated statement of financial position on page 25 of the annual report. Our funds on hand and investments ended the year at $159.4 million, an increase of $27.4 million from 2022. Member loans grew to $1.27 billion, reflecting a positive growth of 6.44% or $77.1 million over 2022 results. In 2023, total consolidated assets of Fusion were $1.51 billion, an increase of $122.8 million from 2022 results. Moving to the liabilities and members' equity on our balance sheet. Member deposits and accrued interest grew to $1.39 billion at December 31st, up by $122.8 million or 9.67% from 2022. Members' equity ended the year strong at $105.7 million, up from $106 million or 5.06% growth from 2022, leaving us with a balanced balance sheet of $151 billion of total liability and member equity. In 2023, the board has declared $525,000 in patronage allocations to our members, and this will be distributed to our surplus share accounts this week. The board has also approved to continue to pay out in cash the surplus shares to our members aged 65 and older, members holding over 15,000 in surplus shares, and to those under the age of 19. As well, cash dividends were paid in January to all preferred shareholders. For the second year in a row, the board has approved that any preferred share owners who are aged 75 or older or who hold under 1,000 in preferred shares have the option of fully redeeming these shares should they desire. These payouts result in a cash distribution of over $784,000 to these members to their checking, savings, or variable registered accounts if applicable. Just a note, the payout to members aged 65 and older, those holding over 15,000 in shares, and those under the age of 19 will occur in the month of May this year. Combining these two figures signifies another profitable year and distributions of over $1.3 million in benefits to our members based on 2023 results. Moving to the summary consolidated income statement on page 28 of your annual report. Total interest income earned on member loans and investments in 2023 was $68.46 million, up from 2022 by $20.56 million. Cost of funds, which is the money paid to members on savings, totaled $39.87 million, also up from 2022 by $19.8 million. Both increases are a direct result of the rising rates we experienced throughout 2023. Our gross financial margin, which is the difference between income on loans and investments, and our cost of funds, was $28.5 million, which is then used to fund our operating results. Operating expenses were at $27.5 million, an increase of 10.9% or $2.7 million over 2022. Each expense category on our income statement, with the exception of our occupancy costs, experienced a slight increase, contributing to this 10.9% total. Also reflecting the impact of inflation on our cost to do business. I will speak more to this on the next slide. Adding other income of $7.5 million, we came to an operating net income of $8.03 million before impaired loans, patronage, and income taxes. After deducting impaired loans, patronage, and income taxes, Fusion ends up with a net income of $5.76 million, a decrease of $1.05 million less than 2022 results. The last few pages of the financial statement are the consolidated statement of changes in members' equity and consolidated statement of cash flows. I am not going to walk through those, but if you have any questions on either of these reports, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. This last slide displays a year-over-year comparison of Fusion's consolidated operating expenses compared to other Manitoba credit unions of similar size over the last 3 years. Consolidated, as a reminder, refers to the inclusion of both Fusion and North Star Insurance and Real Estate's expenses in this comparison. The percentages on the graph reflect each expense category as a percentage of Fusion's total assets and is a common size analysis we use to measure how we are doing compared to our budget, along with assess how we stack up to our Manitoba credit union peers. You will also notice the dark line running through each of the bar graphs, which reflects our peer group's total operating expenses compared to Fusion's, shown by the green line. For additional information, the peer group that Fusion belongs to includes all Manitoba credit unions with an asset size between $500 million and $2 billion. As of December 31st, 2023, there were 6 Manitoba credit unions in this category. Now to dive into Fusion's results. Included in our operating expense categories are administration, shown in the dark blue at the base of each bar graph. Which includes costs associated with our banking platform and third-party system maintenance costs, marketing and community donations, costs associated with our service offerings, along with items such as telephone, staff mileage, and postage and supplies. This expense category is the second largest contributor to our operating expense total and has consistently increased over the last 3 years. This increase not only reflects the inflationary impacts we have experienced over the last 3 years, but also demonstrates our commitment to investing in technology to improve our product and service offerings, along with increased protection of our members' personal information and financial assets. Member security, shown in orange, includes expenses to protect our credit union and our members, and includes items such as bonding insurance and assessments we distribute to the Deposit Guarantee Corporation of Manitoba to ensure that our members' deposits are 100% guaranteed. This expense has remained fairly consistent at 0.09% of total assets over the last 3 years. Occupancy and amortization, shown in green, relates to expenses to maintain our branches, including repairs and maintenance, maintenance contracts, utilities, and asset amortization. These expenses over the last 3 years have also remained fairly stable, with a slight decrease in 2023. Organizational expenses, in light blue, include costs associated with management of our credit union, such as director fees and training, strategic planning, annual meeting costs, along with assessments paid to Credit Union Central of Manitoba, who assist in managing our treasury holdings, among other services. This category has also remained fairly stable over the last 3 years at 0.05% of our total assets. Personnel costs, shown in purple, is our largest operating expense on our income statement and contains all expenses related to our commitment in supporting and retaining the amazing staff we have at Fusion. This category not only includes salary costs, but also incorporates expenses related to employee benefits and staff training. As a percentage of assets, this cost category has decreased in 2023 compared to the previous 2 years. As we look at the year-over-year graph comparison, we can see that we are realizing some efficiencies as our assets grow. We also acknowledge the additional costs associated with Fusion's commitment to invest in people and technology by strengthening our credit union through digital transformation and our staff investments to ensure that we are here for good. Each year, as we prepare our budget, we continue to look at areas where we can become more efficient while balancing the investments in capital projects in the present to gain efficiencies in the future. In closing, we are forever grateful for all the interactions and business we have had with our members over the years and are excited to share our profits with our members each year. We appreciate that all of you continue to choose Fusion Credit Union. I would also like to share once again that a complete set of financials with supporting notes are available for anyone who would like to review those. If anyone has any questions on our financials now or in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Darwin at any time. I would now like to introduce Leanne de Vlieger, Chief Operations Officer, to present. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to share a story with you this evening of how we are locally invested and personally connected. Within our annual report and the presentations you've heard so far, we've shared a high-level look at how we engage with and support our communities and members. There are so many initiatives that we could talk about. The volunteerism of our employees and board members, our presence and contributions to local events, the incredible program that is Full Circle Fund, or the significant dollars that we've returned to members through patronage and other allocations. Our list is extensive. Tonight, I'm going to focus on community infusion, both what it is and how you or others may participate, as well as how we engage in this initiative to ensure local economic development and demonstrate community commitment. We've always been a key stakeholder in community growth, and we wanted to take that a step further and contribute to economic development in a tangible way. We define economic development as positively impacting our communities, including elements such as job creation or opportunities, community engagement, and small business and entrepreneurial support. Where possible, we thought we could partner with other community stakeholders to elevate the program and promote inclusiveness. With this objective at the forefront, the concept of a local Dragon's Den event was born, which we have branded Community Infusion. Our program provides an opportunity for entrepreneurs to receive advice, guidance, and direction on their business concept and plan. The Community Infusion journey rolls out in stages, beginning with an intake process, progressing through evaluations, and culminating with a live pitch event with $30,000 in prize money available. We've had so many incredible interactions with entrepreneurs through Community Infusion. We see the number of submissions growing each year, and the same can be said for our live audiences in Dauphin, Russell, and Brandon for each annual event. It's easy to see the passion that our applicants have for their business and new business ideas, and we love that Community Infusion has provided such a platform for further brand exposure. The stats you can see on your screen have helped to reaffirm our objectives for Community Infusion, and we're only 3 years in. So let's take a look at our past winners. We held our first event in Dauphin in 2021, and we were thrilled to award Dusty's Butcher Shop, previously known as Shodra Meats, with the top prize of $30,000. These funds have helped to support Dusty as he grew his employee base, hiring 4 employees, and expand his retail business. He was able to purchase equipment and invest in technology and renovations. And the growth of Dusty's Butcher Shop is driving economic development in and around Dauphin, and we're pleased to be part of his story through community infusion. During our second community infusion event in 2022, we were ecstatic to meet owner-operator Amy Dirksen of Fierce Female Hockey. Fierce Female Hockey is her passion project, and it turned into a movement. Fierce is based on a big idea to disrupt the current hockey system in a positive way by offering unique products and services that are 100% female-focused. Females, from players to parents to coaches, are at the center of all decision-making, and it's about meeting their unique needs. During the live event in Russell, Amy took home the first place prize of $20,000. And we made some changes that year, and we were pleased to award our other finalists, Moonlight Canopy, Dauphin Lake Rentals, and Modern Mini and Me, with the remaining $10,000 in prize money. We held our third annual event in Brandon, and the winner of our first place $20,000 prize was Danielle's Studio 12. Danielle's Studio 12 is the combination of Danielle's business of brows, Danielle Palladic photography, and social media management, all under one umbrella. A portion of her sales are allocated towards promoting awareness and providing support to women suffering from postpartum depression. Since her community infusion win, Danielle has expanded her social media and photography, allowing her to kickstart content creation for the postpartum project. If you flip to pages 14 and 15 in the annual report, you can read more about the 2023 event. It's been an incredible opportunity for us to be on the journey with so many bright, talented, and ambitious entrepreneurs. We're pleased to be part of their stories and do our part to help turn dreams into reality. There have been so many amazing moments over the past 3 years, and we've created a short video to share the energy and passion of community infusion with all of you. Let's take a look.
Would you like a chance to share in $30,000 for your new business idea? If so, Community Infusion, brought to you by Fusion Credit Union, is the opportunity you have been waiting for. This entrepreneurial program promotes economic development and local job creation in the communities we call home. Past winners include Dusty's Butcher Shop, Fierce Female Hockey, and Danielle's Studio 12. Applications are open now until June 16th. Visit www.fusioncu.com for more information. Fusion Credit Union, here for good.
Community Infusion is back for another year. Do you have a new business idea? Are you looking to expand your current operations? Will your business idea spur economic development in your community? If this is true for you or someone you know, we encourage you to apply for Community Infusion, and we're accepting applications until June 16th. So in summary, tonight you've heard several examples of how Community Infusion helps to grow community in many different ways. The act of being here for good grows goodwill and a sense of belonging for all stakeholders. The economic rewards are felt by all as dollars move into and throughout our communities, and we've always said that we believe the future of our communities lies in our shared ability to be creative, to aspire to new things, and to create and embrace new economic opportunities while remaining grounded in our values. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you, Kelly and Leanne. If there are any questions from the webcast portal, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Questions regarding this report will be brought forward during the Q&A portion of the meeting. I would now like to call upon Guy Huberdeau, Chair of the Audit and Risk Committee, for the appointment of auditors. Guy?
Thank you, Richard. It is my pleasure to address the meeting as a member of our Audit and Risk Committee and draw your attention to pages 24 to 29 of our annual report this year, where our external auditors, M&P, have provided their report on the audit they conducted for the year ending December 31st, 2023. Each year, the Audit and Risk Committee has a role of recommending an external auditor for the credit union. I, Guy Huberdeau, move to appoint M&P as external auditor for Fusion Credit Union's upcoming fiscal year. This motion has been seconded by Janice Lagoski. Is there any discussion on this motion? If there are any questions from the webcast portal, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
There are no questions on this motion.
Thank you, Kyle. Voting will now open on the webcast portal. Mike, are there any opposed?
There are none opposed, one abstained.
Then I declare this motion carried.
As Chair of the Nominating and Governance Committee, I will now proceed with the appointment of directors. This year, the Fusion Credit Union Board has 3 members whose terms are expiring. Carol Shankaruk, Fusion at Large, Janice Heapy, Fusion at Large, and Janice Lagoski, Fusion at Large. The nomination process of Fusion Credit Unions requires all interested parties to complete the required application and submit this prior to the nomination deadline. This year, the call for nominations was placed in our branches and on the Fusion website with a deadline for applications of February 15th, 2024. District Fusion at Large, Carol Shankaruk, let her name stand for re-election. There were no other nominations received. District Fusion at Large, Janice Heapy, let her name stand for re-election. There were no other nominations received. District Fusion at Large, Janice Lagoski, let her name stand for re-election. There were no other nominations received. There were no nominations for the Board of, as there were no nominations for the Board of Directors, the committee has moved to approve the acclamation of Carol Shankaruk, Janice Heapy, and Janice Lagoski, each to an at-large position on the Board of Directors for a term of 3 years. Therefore, I move that Carol Shankaruk, Janice Heapy, and Janice Lagoski are the sole candidates for the 3-year terms of Fusion at-large position. Therefore, the acclamation of Carol Shankaruk, Janice Heapy, and Janice Lagoski to the board is hereby ratified. This motion has been seconded by Steve Sobering. Is there any discussion on this motion? If there are any questions from the webcast portal, please use the Ask a Question button on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
There are no questions on this motion.
Thank you, Kyle. Voting will now open on the webcast portal. Mike, are there any opposed?
There's one opposed and one abstained.
I declare the motion carried. Thanks, Mike. I would like to note that there are no recommended bylaw changes to bring forward this year. Such, at this time, we will now move to the question and answer period. As a reminder, all questions can be submitted using the Ask a Question button on the bottom left of your screen. Are there any online questions brought forward from our attendees?
There have been 2 questions brought forward. First question, how many directors of the board are elected by the members and how many directors are appointed by the board?
All members of the board are elected by the members. None are appointed by the board.
Second question, has the provision for impaired loans increased or decreased this year in comparison to last year?
I'll turn that one over to Darwin, please.
Great, thank you, Richard. This year, the allowance for impaired loans was $551,079. The previous year was $516,346, so increased slightly, but very similar.
There are no further questions.
Thank you, Kyle. Thanks for people for asking the question. At this time, I would ask if there's any new business. As a reminder, please submit any new business you have through the Ask a Question button on the bottom left of your screen. Is there any new business brought forward from our virtual attendees?
There has been no new business brought forward.
Thank you, Kyle. That concludes our meeting. Thank you for your attendance this evening. We would now like to adjourn the annual general meeting. This motion has been moved by Melissa Rushton and seconded by Susan Mervin. Thank you and have a wonderful evening, everyone.